Okay, so Ella needs to measure two and 1/4 of cups of flour and 1 3/4 cups of oatmeal and 3 4 cups of sugar for her recipe. Can she fit all of these ingredients in a 4 cup measurement? Measure the cup at all the same time. Okay, so we take 2 and 1/4 plus 1 3/4, and we get 3 and 4/4, which is equal to 4, plus 3/4 equals 4 and 3/4, which is, no, it's over the limit.
Yep, and we got our 3/4 from up here. We added our 2 and 1/4 plus our 1 and 3/4. That gave us 4. 3/4 obviously gave us 4 and 3/4, which is too many over our limit.
Okay, so Keisha ordered 6 pizzas for a party, 2 cheese pizzas, 2 Hawaiian pizzas, and 2 pepperonis. At the end of the party, 1 3/10 cheese pizzas, 5/10 Hawaiian pizzas, and 1 1/10 pepperoni pizzas were left. How many pizzas were eaten altogether? So you would minus 1. So you would do 1 and 10, 1 and 1/10 plus 1 and 3/10 plus 5/10. And then you would get 2 and 9/10. And then you would subtract it by 6, and then you would cross it out and make it 10/10 and make it a 5. And then you would take the bottom, you go to the bottom and subtract, and you'll get a 3 and 1/10.
So 2 and 9/10 is the number of pieces that were left over. You subtract it from your total of 6. 6 is your total. 2 and 9/10 were left. That means 3 and 1/10 were eaten. Shing wants to fence a rectangular area for his rabbit. One side of the fence must be 8 and 1/4 feet long. Shing will use 28 feet of fencing. How long will the other side be? Well, if one side is 8 and 1/4, the opposite is 8 and 1/4. So we add our 8 and 1/4 plus 8 and 1/4, and we come up with 16 and 2/4. We could simplify that to 16 and 1/2, but we're going to leave it as 2/4 for right now. We're going to take our 16 and 2/4 away from our 28 feet of total fencing. 28 total feet minus 16 and 2/4 we can't do. We borrow, making our 28 a 27. We borrowed one whole. Our one whole in this case would be 4/4. 4/4 is now able to subtract from 2/4. 4/4 minus 2/4 gives us 2/4. 27 minus 16 gives us 11. 11 and 2/4. 11 and 2/4 is this side and this side. That means half of 11 and 2/4 will be this side, the other half will be that side. So we knew that 11 cut in half, a 5 and a 5 make a 10, so a 5 and a half plus a 5 and a half would give me 11. Half of 11, or 11 divided by 2, is 5 and a half. When we wrote it, though, we wrote it as 5 and 2/4. We're keeping everything in fourths. So we split up our 11 into 5 and a half and 5 and a half. We then split up our 2/4, breaking it apart into 1/4 and 1/4. 1/4 and 1/4 gave me my 2/4. So now this whole group right here, 5 and 3/4, because 5 and 2/4 plus 5 and 1/4, plus 1/4, gives me 5 and 3/4 here and 5 and 3/4 over there. The missing side would be 5 and 3/4 feet long.
Okay, so Mr. Campbell can drive straight to Plainsville, or he can take a more scenic route by going through Riverdale. It is 12 and 3/8 miles to Plainsville. It is 6 and 5/8 miles to Riverdale. It is 7 and 7/8 miles to Riverdale to Plainsville. How much farther is it to go to Plainsville by driving through Riverdale? 6 and 5/8 would be 6 and 5/8 plus 7 and 7/8. If you add those up, it would equal how far it is from his house or wherever he's starting to Plainsville by stopping at Riverdale. It is 13 and 12/8. Well, you can't really put that down because it's an improper fraction. You have to simplify it, and when you simplify it, it's 14 and 4/8. And then you subtract how long it is by just going straight to there, and then 12 and 1/8 miles.
Just a reminder too that when you're at 12/8, you can take 8/8 out of there, making it 14, and you would have 4 left over. So 8 comes out of your 12, 4 is left, you get 1 whole, and like he said, 2 and 1/8 miles would be the extra driving taking the scenic route.